Well, I guess we're going to do it again. Okay. Well, here, let's see. I've got another another Aunt Barb's Magic Oven episode for you. By the way, we're not even. I don't think we're even halfway. No. What have we done? So I think this is segment number 35. Boy, I tell you, my fingers are still sore from all that typing. Yeah. That was a year ago now. It was about a year ago. I think I finished that book, and I did got it edited, had it printed, um, self-printed. Which, by the way, is a good way. If you've written a story, just go to a printer, print it yourself, and if it's a good book, you'll find out people will buy it off you, and then you can always take it to a publisher. I guess you could try anyway. If nothing else, well, it doesn't cost. It's a whole lot cheaper, I think, than. Oh yeah, if you could get a company to publish it, good, but that's pretty hard to do. You'll spend a couple grand just doing that, chasing around all over the place. So I find it's better just find a good printer, spiral bound. Yeah, people think it's a cookbook. Actually, they do. Okay. Well, anyway, are you all set? Okay, let's get going because this one's actually kind of long. Okay, this is Aunt Barb's Magic Oven: eating, drinking, being merry. Okay. Okay, so the earth and its people got blessed. Saying grace went without a hitch. There was only one thing left to do, and that was to eat like pigs. For the next hour or more, we all did just that. Oh, it was so good too, and we all had such fun. As for me, I sat at the table right in front of Barb and Bill's house. Most of the family sat there too, naturally. Grandma sat next to Pope John Paul. The two of them were talking shop. I was beginning to think that Grandma maybe was the undercover American liaison for the Vatican. My mother and father had Dean Martin surrounded, but he didn't mind. In fact, he was having a time chugging down my father's special martinis. Yeah, my old man could sink a ship with those strong concoctions of his. Oh my God! Dean and he were trading recipes and baying at the moon. No, the moon wasn't out, but I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to be the one to tell them. Mom and her sisters were all gaga. What with Dino at the table, Mom was especially smitten. Barb and Bill's kids were somewhat in charge of seeing if anyone at the table wanted seconds or thirds or fourths, and they were running back and forth from the kitchen to the nearby tables. Barb figured that, well, now that they were in their teenage years, they had the habit of eating on the run. So it would be actually easy for them to do the serving and eat at the same time. My brother Ed and my sister-in-law Helen, the newlyweds, really they only needed one chair between them. They were practically sitting on each other's lap. I think they were doing more smooching than eating, tell you the truth. They'd each hold one end of a hunk of turkey meat with gravy on it in their mouth and then start chewing to the center, like people do with licorice sticks, right? And they'd meet in the middle with the smooch, all covered with gravy and stuff. Maybe that was okay with turkey, but I kind of draw the line at trying to do that, doing that maneuver with mashed potatoes. Yeah, it's just, oh, please. Frankly, the two of them needed a private dining room, a very private dining room. Hey, at least they were in love, and well, what's wrong with that? Of course. Me, I don't know. I was showing a bunch of kids how to make a meal out of 2 slices of party rye bread and the contents of the Thanksgiving plate set before you. Party rye is that long but narrow loaf of rye bread you can buy at the supermarket deli section. Here, yeah, they're a cross section. It's about like that, right? Yeah, kind of loaf shape, rye bread loaf shape, kind of that squashed oval kind of thing. Yeah. And I'll continue. Okay, a cross section of the loaf measures around 2 inches by 3. The loaf is sliced down to a quarter inch or less, thick slices. You've seen it before, right? Well, it's very tasty. Oh, well, what I showed the kids to do is to take a little bit of everything on your plate and put it on the bottom slice of party rye. Cranberry sauce, turkey, coleslaw, stuffing, gravy, everything. Then what you do is you cap it all with the second slice of bread and shove it all in your mouth and start chewing. If you're lucky, you won't choke. But if you laugh, it can happen that mashed potatoes will squirt out your nostrils. Um, I did warn the little kids to take 2 or 3 bites to eat the sandwich until they grow up and grow up some more like me. Soon the kids all looked like chipmunks on a feeding frenzy. We were having a ball with that. Gabe had a bite or two, and then, I don't know, he took to the stage for a little singing. He wasn't that bad, tell you the truth. A few angels and shades backed him up. Don't tell anyone, but I thought I had heard that Gabe's piano player was Fats Waller come back as an angel. That angel sure played like Fats. I didn't realize that angels smoked cigarettes and drank beer. Yeah, and wore garters on their sleeves. Yeah, this one at the piano sure did. Me, I took a moment to survey the scene. I'm sure I wasn't the only one doing that kind of thing. When something like this happens, something so beautiful and comforting, well, it just begs for a moment of quiet reflection. I wiped the gravy off my nose and just looked around with a big smile in my heart. Barb and Bill's neighborhood was, for a day and moment, a little slice of heaven on earth. The day just couldn't get any better. Overhead, the sky was filled with glowing angels and all those colors. The holy water fountain had stopped finally. I guess its purpose was to get holy water into the upper atmosphere, turning it into an ultra-thin sheet of moisture where colors could thrive. There were less of the glowing angels remaining above. Like I said before, the many angels that were once above us must have been assigned to float over the darker areas of the planet and give it daylight for the feast. Still, there were enough glowing angels remaining overhead and glowing brighter than the daylight. I mean, it was beautiful. Sometimes they would get together and form letters and words, and it was sort of like how airplanes do skywriting. Yeah, they'd spell out things like eat, drink, be merry, quit singing, Gabe, we want Dean, stuff like that. All in all, gosh, friends, it couldn't have been a better day. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you later, all right? And have a ball. There you go. If you care to email, docsouthshow@yahoo.com. All right. Well, you can fill in the comments on the YouTube thing, right? I think they got a spot. Whatever suits you. We'll see you later, friends. Bye now. God bless.